girl. You know, for days now I've been watching you as you walk by. But I've been afraid to come out and tell you exactly just what's on my mind. Well, I think I'm going out of my head. Yes, I think I'm going out of
48.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to Dubs Only, episode 3. We got a couple NBA topics that went down over the weekend that we're going to discuss today. Let me just give some background on why I haven't been posting the past couple weeks. I think I've been like a week, 2 weeks off. So recently I went to my buddy's wedding, aka the Monk. The Monk, if you're watching this, congratulations again, man. It was a beautiful wedding to be at over there in Jamaica. But yeah, didn't get to do a record because I was back home in LA. Didn't take the camera stuff. Just wanted to just relax and be on vacation. A bunch of stuff went down while we've been off, and a bunch of stuff actually just went down this past week. And let's start with the first thing, which was breaking news. I want to say it came out on Friday. It was that Ja Morant got suspended 25 games. Now, initially, my first thoughts were, I didn't think it was that much. I didn't think it was enough, honestly. To be honest with you, just because of the magnitude that Ja has on the league, and just the fact that I don't say he's condoning gun violence or anything like that. But as a role model as him, especially his level and his capacity to the youth communities all over the world, it's just a negative light that the NBA want to have on their hands. I mean, did he do anything wrong, like law-wise? No, not at all. Did he deserve any punishment if it was under the law? No, I don't think so. But I believe that if you're working for a private company such as the NBA, they get to dictate what the rules are. They have to dictate if you mess up, what your punishment is going to be, whether it's lawful or not. At the end of the day, it's a company. If you were to do this at any other company, any job, just flash guns, show like drugs. I'm not saying he showed drugs, but just show drugs, guns, crazy, like wild stuff like that. Your company you're gonna be punished by your company's gonna say something. And just like the NBA, the first time they gave him 8 games. What happened? Those 8 games, we thought he was gonna get help. He went to the rehab center. Was only there for about 2 weeks, I want to say. And did he really help him? No, because again, he just went to go and do the act all over again once the season ended. So it's more of a fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. And the fact that they went from 8 to 25, I think we could have seen at least half the season, maybe 40 games, 35, maybe 30s. But in all likeliness, it looks like the NBA PA is gonna fight against this because they've been saying that this punishment is too harsh, and they're probably gonna get anywhere from between 15 to 20 games. Honestly, that's gonna be like the compromise. But Ja, man, it's just kind of disappointing because the fact that how much is on the line for you, and the fact that you're still playing these childish games with trying to show an image of who you are or what you hang out with is not what you should look to portray. Especially like we've said, the player of your magnitude, the amount of fans you have globally. I mean, the Nike deal, Powerade deal, all this stuff, and just the fact that he is going to lose money financially on this as well, because if you guys don't know, the NBA ruled that in order to be eligible for any of these awards the following season, this upcoming season, you have to play a minimum of 65 games. The NBA is 82. If he's suspended for 25, that would leave him at, I'm not good at math. If you know, leave a comment below. But yeah, he's not going to be eligible with that, just based on that. And with that being said, he's not going to be eligible for Supermax or he's not going to be eligible for something else. I can't remember, but let's just look it up. He's just not eligible for any first team NBA, any awards. I mean, that does play significant role down the line with contract extensions, because you do need a certain amount of All-Star appearances or All NBA appearances, accolades. So yeah, that was topic one. I mean, Ja, man, like, come on, dude, like, come on. You got everything. You got what everybody else wants, and you're kind of playing with fire right here. So just clean up the act. Kind of like, if you say you're actually gonna get help and search help, then actually do it. Don't lie about it. Don't be saying you're gonna do something and turn your back and not do it just in order to get out of a punishment. That's just not the way it goes, and you won't learn like that. Bradley Beal traded to the Phoenix Suns. And let's just go through what was traded. So the Suns received Bradley Beal, Jordan Goodwin, and Isaiah Todd. The Washington Wizards receive Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, multiple second round picks, and multiple pick swaps. Now, initially, when I first look at this, I'm saying that this is an underwhelming trade. I think the Suns got a bargain for what they got in Bradley Beal. I mean, you're getting an aging Chris Paul who has been injury prone throughout the playoffs, throughout his whole career. You have a Landry Shamet who most likely that the Phoenix Suns weren't looking to keep long term. Multiple second round picks and multiple pick swaps. I don't want to guarantee it, but I want to say most likely that majority of these picks won't be as successful as a Bradley Beal in the NBA. So just the fact alone that the Suns were able to get Bradley Beal for an aging Chris Paul, an expiring contract in Landry Shamet, and a bunch of young rookies, I say they won the trade. Why did the Wizards want to go ahead and do this trade? One reason, honestly, the no trade clause. I mean, with that, Bradley Beal was able to select where he wanted to go. He said yes, no to any trade. He had that veto power. If we weren't up to him, then I'm pretty sure they could have gotten way much more value for that. But with that no trade clause, I mean, you can't get as much value when the player himself dictates where he wants to go. So what do the Suns look like? I mean, you have a new big three of Devin Booker, you have Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal. So what's it gonna look like in the season coming up? Well, you're gonna have a bunch of young players, rookies, maybe most likely, vets, and you gotta try to find a way to convince like those minimum vets to come join your team on 1 year deals who may be able to, or just players who are able to get multiple year contracts from other teams, but decide to take a 1 year pay cut in order to try to ring chase. So we have that. We have G Leaguers. We have, I want to say they're gonna try and go through the Miami Heat way of just trying to get undrafted players who are solid role players who understand their roles as well as how to play the game of basketball in a right, efficient way. So another thing I think about right away is who's going to be the point guard, because they have no point guard. Do you trust Cam Payne to be your point guard? I don't think so. No, I don't think he will be able to facilitate the ball to them. And you have three ball hungry players who all need the ball in order to be successful. Now, early on in his career, when Bradley Beal was paired up with John Wall, one of the best catch and shoot players, off ball defenders in the league. The last couple seasons with him being alone and being the number one option, I would say, in Washington, he was able to get more free range, more of a green light to do whatever he wanted, where he was needed to do more off the dribble shots, and wasn't able to get as much of the not pick and rolls, as much as off catch and shoot shots. So Bradley Beal, I mean, can he play a Klay Thompson type role? Yeah, he's done it in the past, and I think that's the one where if they want to be successful, he needs to adopt that role and be able to be super efficient at that. With Devin Booker, can he play point guard? We've seen in this past playoffs that he's able to facilitate the ball, especially after Chris Paul went down. But can we see him do that for an entire season? I'm not entirely sure on that. Kevin Durant, we've seen him when he's been the main number one option, especially when James Harden, Kyrie Irving were out, or Kyrie Irving was out and James Harden was in. It was just KD and them. It didn't really work out. Kevin Durant is a scorer first. He's not a facilitator. Can he do it like as a second option, third option? Yeah, he can. But is that his strong suit? Is that what they're gonna be calling on him to do? No. And I think they know that in order to be successful, they're not gonna ask Kevin Durant to be a playmaker. So they need a point. In my opinion, they need a point guard first and foremost because I mean you have four positions already locked. You have your shooting guard and Bradley Beal. I mean small forward and Devin Booker, KD at the 4, and DeAndre Ayton at the 5. You just need to find that solid point guard on who can facilitate the ball and being able to give everybody shots, be able to set the offense, all that stuff. And yeah. And let's talk about DeAndre Ayton because, again, this is going to go how he goes as well. Just as important as that number 3 option is going to be, Ayton as a number 4 option is going to be very vital, especially if they want to contend for a championship. Because you need every team, you need a big man, and we've seen flashes of him down low on the post, being able to create his own shot, be able to play big, be able to dominate down low, be able to rebound, play defense in the paint, alter shots. We've seen all of it, but we haven't seen it in a consistent base from him. And being the number 1 pick back all those years, I mean, it was expected of him to be able to live up to the hype and be able to do these special things that we're accustomed to seeing him do at Arizona, especially if now with the Suns who want to be the next level, you need a playmaker, but you also need your anchor and your big man, DeAndre Ayton, to step up. So let's see how the season goes. Let's see how this team shapes up, and we're gonna visit back on this topic once free agency hits and we see all the rosters all completed. Potential Zion Williamson trades. Now, where can Zion go? What I've been seeing today and the past couple of days is Charlotte, or you have the Trailblazers, number 2 and number 3 picks. With the Charlotte Hornets, I believe that would be because number 1, we all know who's going. We all know Victor Wembanyama is going number 1. That number 2 and number 3, it could be either or with Miller from Alabama, or you have Scoot Henderson from the G League. And me personally, I'm riding with Scoot to go number 2, but I think he's gonna be him and Victor are gonna be the 1 and 2 best players come out this draft, and rightfully so. But let's just talk about the what ifs with the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, what if you have a LaMelo Ball and you have a Zion Williamson? We saw what Lonzo was able to do with them for the short term. Now just imagine a LaMelo Ball who also has a jump shot, is able to pass just as well as his brother, be able to run an offense, be as creative as like one of the best in the league, as the best of those in the league, and you have Zion, someone who could jump out the building, play forceful, play down low, just be able to wreck a whole game just with his athleticism and hustle. So I would love to see those two, especially on the fast break. We saw what Miles Bridges. We saw what Miles Bridges and LaMelo Ball were able to do. So imagine Zion Williamson. That would be Hollywood. That would be Showtime. That would be just fun for the league for years to come. Now, Zion, we all know his injury history, just hasn't been able to play as a lot this past couple of years. And that's going to be the risk that you're going to take. Because looking at his weight has been a problem, yes. And when you have that much weight, especially for someone athletic as him who uses all the energy, coming down and landing on your legs like that with all that weight, it's going to deteriorate your knees like little by little each and every time, especially when you jump and land. So you're taking a big risk. Would I do the trade? Honestly, I'm sticking with Scoot Henderson at number 2 if I'm Charlotte. And also if I'm Portland, do I really want to pair Damian Lillard up with a Zion Williamson? No. I wouldn't, honestly. I think you need more of established star players in order to get that going. Do you keep the number 3 pick and you go with Miller, who is a 6'10" wing who could really do it all as well? Like, you just do it all, honestly. Shoot, jump, pass, play defense. Young, coming out first year, one and done. I would. If I were any teams, I would not trade for Zion Williamson. No, too much of a risk factor. Too much of a high risk. It's a high risk, high reward, but too much of a risk, I would say, to take. So Zion, I would not trade for him at all. I'd rather get Brandon Ingram. I would take Ingram over Zion any day, just because that Ingram's game, it's more of a basketball, more of a basketball flow type game with mid range, being able to pull up, play down low, play slash, be able to play defense, especially with his length. Can facilitate at times when needed to, when called upon. But in the end, if I were the Charlotte Hornets and I were the Portland Trailblazers, no, I would not trade for him. Too much of a risk. Go to our last topic of the day. Something that was breaking news this morning. Warriors power forward Draymond Green declined his $27 million player option. Now, the first thing that I thought of is, why would Draymond Green do this? Why are you walking away from $27 million? Why do you really believe that someone out there is going to pay you $27 million or more? Draymond is 23. He'll be 20. Actually, he's 23. He's 32 right now. He'll be 33 during the next season. I just don't see what the motive was for him to be able to not pick up his option. Just the fact you're playing with the teammates who you came in the league with, and Curry and Klay Thompson. You said you want to retire with them, so why wouldn't you stay with them, especially for when you can get top dollar for what you are, not what you're worth? Because I don't think anybody out there is going to pay that. But you know what? I think another thing we can look at with this is that he did this in order to be able to take a pay cut, in a sense that he'll come back to them. So now that he's an unrestricted free agent, I want to say that he will be able to maybe work out a short-term deal, which will pay him good, but would be able to give flexibility to the Warriors in order to do something with their cap during the offseason, be able to bring in other players. So why'd he do it? Possibly just to make most likely just to save money for the Warriors in order for the cap. So yeah, anything to worry about with him leaving the Warriors? I don't think so. No. So Draymond, I think he is going to stay with the Warriors. They're just going to renegotiate a new contract. He's going to get paid lower, bring the cap down in order for them to bring free agents, in order to bring back that championship team. That's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Episode 4 is going to come next week. We're going to talk about the draft. We're going to talk about whatever goes down from now until next week. And yeah, thanks again for watching episode 3 of Dubs Only, baby. Have a good one. Driving down the 110, going 110. Like a starter now, never from the bullpen. Call him curse, never wish the worst. It comes back around, chicken karma is a curse. Driving down the 110, going 110. Like a starter now, never from the bullpen.